Hello, my friend. Welcome to Dreamy Nights. There is a quiet place waiting in the hush of this evening, a place woven from moonlight and leaves, where every breath can grow softer and slower. The day has done all it needed to do, and now the night arrives with open, gentle hands. Let the noise of the world drift farther away like footsteps fading down a long hallway until only stillness remains. When the heart feels ready to rest and the thoughts begin to loosen, our story begins. Twilight settles over the forest like a soft, worn blanket, its edges tinged with the last traces of amber and rose. The light between the trunks grows dim and velvety, turning the air a cool shade of blue. High above the canopy of leaves gathers the final glow of the sun, then slowly releases it in gentle shadows that stretch across the moss. Far away, a single bird calls, once its voice fading into the hush, leaving only the quiet rustle of leaves in the evening breeze. Dew begins to gather on the edges of fern fronds and the soft curve of wild grasses, each droplet catching what little light is left. A low mist unrolls itself along the forest floor, moving slowly as though the earth itself is exhaling. The scent of moss and rich soil rises damp and comforting, with a hint of pine and distant rain. In the deep green shade, tree trunks stand like ancient pillars, their bark rough to the touch, their roots sinking calmly into the dark, cool ground. The silence here is not empty. It is full like a held breath that never strains. In this place, the forest has been standing longer than memory. Rings of age lie hidden beneath the bark, and every curve of branch and twist of root holds stories that were never written, only felt. The air carries the quiet murmur of those stories, a soft, wordless hum that brushes past the ears, more sensation than sound. Sometimes it feels like a faint vibration underfoot, a slow and steady rhythm pulsing through stone and soil. Above, the first stars appear in the thinning sky, their light faintly mirrored in tiny beads of dew. Between two great trees, their trunks wide and furrowed with time, a narrow path winds inward. It is not marked by signs or stones, only by the gentler touch of footsteps that passed here long ago and then stopped, leaving the earth to heal and soften. Small leaves lie scattered along it, their edges curled, their colors dulled into muted browns and golds. As the evening deepens, the path becomes a ribbon of shadow leading deeper into the heart of the grove, where the air grows cooler and strangely light, as though it carries its own hidden glow. In the spaces where branches part, the last of the daylight spills in thin liquid beams. Dust motes drift lazily through these columns of soft light, turning and tumbling as if suspended in water. The forest listens to its own stillness. The faint creak of a bough as it settles, the delicate rustle of a leaf loosening its hold and slipping down through the air, the far-off murmur of a stream, unseen but ever present. Each sound is small, but together they weave a single gentle presence, a presence that feels watchful and kind. Within this presence, something ancient stirs. Not a figure stepping forward, not a shape to be studied, but a feeling like warmth, slowly gathering near the heart of the forest. The Elderwood spirits, older than any story, move through the quiet in ways that cannot be seen with ordinary eyes. They are the hush between two breaths of wind, the faint shiver of light that lingers on a leaf after the sun has gone, the sense that the trees themselves are listening and remembering. Their existence is not sharp or sudden. It is soft like a memory that has always been there. An owl, perched on a high branch, turns its head and closes its eyes, sinking into its own small stillness. The feathers along its back catch a thread of silver from the rising moon, while the bark beneath its talons feels cool and steady. Nearby, a small patch of wildflowers folds into the night petals, drawing inward at the touch of the cooling air. The Elderwood spirits drift around these simple moments, brushing them with a quiet attention, as though blessing the ordinary patterns of rest. In their silent care, nothing is rushed. Everything is allowed to be exactly as it is. At the base of a towering elder tree, the ground is thick with moss, soft and deep like a natural cushion. The moss has grown here for years, layered and patient, carrying the faint scent of rain even on dry nights. A single fallen branch lies upon it, its surface smoothed by time and touch, its bark wearing away to reveal pale wood beneath. Slowly, gently, the forest rearranges itself. A leaf sliding to rest atop the branch, a strand of ivy curling closer, a tiny insect tracing a path along its length. Every movement is small, unhurried part of a quiet process that has no beginning and no end. In the distance where the undergrowth thins, the suggestion of a clearing shimmers between the trunks. Moonlight begins to spill more freely there, turning the mist into a soft silver veil. The Elderwood spirits seem to gather near that light, drawn not by need, but by harmony, as though the brightness and the shadow meet there in perfect balance. Their presence thickens like layers of calm, added one atop another, until the air feels almost weighted with gentleness. Each breath of wind that passes through carries that gentleness along, threading it through every branch and leaf. High overhead, the canopy shifts in slow motion, leaves turning their faces toward the faint starlight, now emerging. The colors of the forest deepen greens, become dusky, and velvety browns take on the richness of dark earth, and the sky above, leans toward indigo. The boundary between day and night softens not a line, but a gradual blending like water meeting water. Within this soft threshold, the Elderwood spirits are most easily felt. They do not speak yet. Their silence feels like a welcome, a quiet invitation to rest within the ancient rhythm of the trees. Somewhere, a small stream slips over stones, its voice so faint it can barely be heard through the thickening night. Still, the forest responds to it, as if each drop of moving water pulls gently on the threads of the grove, reminding all that stillness and motion belong together. The Elderwood spirits flow with that sense, tending to whatever is growing, resting, or simply existing in this moment. A seed under the soil lies in perfect darkness, wrapped in the warmth of the earth. A fern lifts its delicate fronds toward the sky. An old root curls more deeply into its quiet foundation. Everything is cradled in the same patient calm. As the last trace of sunset vanishes, the grove stands fully in the embrace of night. The blue of the air turns richer, and the pale glow of the rising moon settles across the forest floor in soft, uneven patches. Shadows stretch long and smooth, overlapping like folds of fabric. The Elderwood spirits rest within these shadows, their gentle presence spread wide, touching every stone and leaf with unspoken care. The forest, held by their timeless attention, relaxes into a deeper stillness, like a long exhale after a full, contented breath. And so the night begins, not with a sudden shift, but with a gradual, tender dimming of the world, as if someone is slowly turning down the brightness of a lantern. The grove grows quiet enough that even the smallest sounds become soothing: the distant stream, the soft whisper of leaves brushing one another, the minimal creak of wood easing into rest. The Elderwood spirits drift through it all, steady and calm, their presence like a subtle glow behind closed eyes. Night settles more deeply over the Elderwood, but it is a gentle deepening, like a soft curtain being drawn one layer at a time. The grove from before still rests in its hushed, calm moss, breathing quietly beneath the trees, the distant stream murmuring along its path. Above, the canopy holds the darkness close, yet allows small rivers of silver to pass through. Every branch, every leaf begins to glow faintly as moonlight finds its way down, threading itself into the quiet heart of the forest. Where the light touches, textures awaken. The rough bark of the elder trees reveals ridges and valleys, tiny patches of lichen forming intricate constellations across their surfaces. The moss at their base appears richer, its green deepening into tones of blue and shadowed gold. Moisture caught in its tiny hairs reflects the moonlight in soft, scattered glimmers. A faint, cool scent rises from the bark resin and damp wood mingling with the earthier fragrance of fallen leaves. The air feels cool against the skin, yet not cold. It is the kind of cool that keeps the senses lucid while encouraging the body to relax. Between the leaves overhead, the moon itself is rarely seen, but its presence is felt everywhere. It pours through small openings in the canopy, traveling in slender beams that shift slowly as branches move in the breeze. These beams create soft pathways across the forest floor, illuminating patches of ferns, stones, and roots, as though the light is gently choosing where to rest. In one such beam, tiny insects drift in the air, appearing and disappearing as they pass through the brightness like distant stars wandering across an unseen sky. This silvery light is where the Elderwood spirits move most clearly. Not in defined shapes or luminous figures, but in the subtle way the brightness seems to breathe. At times, the light lingers on a single leaf for a little longer than expected, as though held in a moment of contemplation. At other times, a faint shimmer travels along a branch like a quiet thought gliding from one end to the other. The spirits are neither separate from the forest nor bound to any one part of it. They are the forest's attention, its calm awareness flowing through every corner. A young sapling, slender and graceful, stands near the edge of a clearing where the moonlight is softest. Its leaves are small and tender, some still curled at the edges. The Elderwood spirits seem to gather around it, their presence felt in the gentlest of ways. A stray breeze eases its way in, but instead of bending the sapling sharply, it moves through it like a hand smoothing cloth. The leaves sway slowly, each movement measured and unhurried. In the soil below, roots stretch a little deeper, nudged by a quiet encouragement that has no sound. Nearby, a ring of older trees watches over this sapling like a circle of guardians. Their trunks are thicker, their bark darker, their roots spread wide and deep beneath the ground. The spirits move among these roots, tending to the invisible networks that connect tree to tree, plant to plant. Moisture is guided where it is needed most, seeping through soil in careful currents. Nutrients travel along hidden pathways, shared and exchanged, so that nothing is truly alone in its growth. In this silent tending, the forest becomes not just a place, but a living, breathing sanctuary of shared strength. At the base of one of the great elders, a cluster of small mushrooms forms a gentle arc, their caps smooth and round, shining faintly under the moon. A thin film of moisture coats their surfaces, making them appear as though they have been brushed with soft light. The Elderwood spirits drift over them, and the air around the mushrooms feels slightly cooler, as if the night itself is leaning closer. The mushrooms stand steady, their quiet existence another thread in the tapestry of the grove tended by unseen hands that keep the balance of shade and nourishment intact. In another part of the forest, where the undergrowth thins into a narrow corridor of ferns and bare earth, the path of an old traveler remains. The ground there is subtly smoother, the soil pressed just a bit more firmly by long ago footsteps. Though no one walks it now, the Elderwood spirits remember. Their presence gently softens the path, allowing grass to return, small shoots of clover to emerge, and a delicate blanket of fallen needles to settle. The past is not erased. It is folded into the present, turned into comfort underfoot for any future wanderer who might one day arrive. Soft sounds fill the forest, each one tender and reassuring. Leaves brush against one another overhead, creating a faint whispering rhythm. A distant owl shifts its weight on a branch, feathers rustling like silk against wood. The stream continues, its low, watery murmur stones guiding it in graceful curves. Within this soundscape, the Elderwood spirits move like the spaces between notes in a lullaby, the pause that allows each sound to become meaningful. The quiet that makes each small noise feel more soothing. Across a fallen log draped in moss like an old gentle creature wrapped in a green blanket, a small glow begins to appear. It comes slowly first as a hint of pale light beneath the moss, then as a faint bioluminescent shimmer. Tiny fungi, nearly invisible by day, reveal themselves now under the watch of the spirits. Their glow is subtle, no brighter than a distant star, but it adds a tender radiance to the forest floor. The Elderwood spirits resonate with this light, not amplifying it, but holding it steady, like a hand cupped around a candle flame. On a low branch, a cluster of leaves catches a beam of moonlight. Their edges glow softly, while their centers remain a deeper green, textured and delicate. A fine line of dew traces the veins along each leaf, turning them into tiny maps of shimmering silver. A slight breeze arrives, barely strong enough to move them, yet they respond in unison, swaying together in a shared, graceful arc. The spirits flow through this movement, guiding it into something calm and continuous, ensuring that even change feels tranquil here. Farther within the Elderwood, where shadows intertwine more densely, the spirits attend to the creatures resting in burrows and nestled hollows. A small animal, curled beneath a thick layer of leaves, breathes slowly, its chest rising and falling in a steady rhythm. The temperature around it remains soft and stable, the air carrying just enough warmth from the stored heat of the day. Above branches form a sheltering canopy, channeling the breeze so that it moves past without disturbing the sleeping form. The spirits hold this space like a quiet promise, guarding not with walls, but with gentleness. Under a partially hollowed trunk, where time and weather have carved out a smooth interior, the scent of old wood is strongest. It is a fragrance of age and patience, of many seasons layered upon one another. The Elderwood spirits drift through this hollow, brushing along the curved surfaces, smoothing away any sharpness, leaving only rounded edges and soft shadows. Light from a distant gap in the bark filters in, fanning gently across the interior in muted stripes. The hollow becomes a small chamber of stillness, a pocket of the forest where everything has softened into pure rest. As hours pass, the moon shifts slowly across the sky, altering the angles of light. What was once hidden in shadow emerges briefly into silvery clarity, and what glowed bright retreats into darkness again. Each transition is mild without abruptness. The spirits oversee these shifts, making sure that nothing feels sudden or jarring. The forest adjusts with grace, every change of light accompanied by an equally soft change in sound and scent. The stream deepening in tone, the wind altering its path, the faint smell of damp bark giving way to the cooler fragrance of night air. In this ever-changing, ever-gentle landscape, the Elderwood spirits remain constant. They are present in the way the forest remembers how to support itself, how to nourish a young sapling, how to cradle a fallen leaf, how to share water along hidden veins of soil. Their guardianship is not loud or dramatic. It is quiet and continuous, like the slow turning of seasons that can only be felt when looked at from far away. Here, in a single night, that timeless care gathers into a single, extended moment of peace. Eventually, the night settles into its calmest hour. The sounds grow softer still, as if cushioned by the deep blue darkness. The light between the leaves is now more delicate, a faint gleam that rests lightly on bark, stone, and moss. The trees stand unwavering, their roots holding firm, their branches cradling the sky. The Elderwood spirits drift among them, content in the symmetry of shadow and glow, in the knowledge that everything within their care is resting, nourished, and unhurried. The forest becomes for a while a single breathing presence, quiet, balanced, serene. Moonlight and leaf earth and root wind and water all held together by the invisible hands of the Elderwood spirits. In this shared stillness, the night deepens into something softer than sleep, a tranquility that asks for nothing and offers everything a place where even thoughts can finally grow quiet, settling like leaves on calm water. Somewhere between midnight and dawn, the forest grows weightless, as though the air itself has become a slow-moving dream. The canopy above drifts in silent rhythm with the night breeze, and a fine silver mist begins to form between the trunks. Each tendril of mist curls softly, catching the moonlight in its folds until the whole grove glimmers with a quiet luminescence. Beneath it, the moss gleams faintly and the small stream hums in the distance, keeping time like a low heartbeat. The world seems to hover in balance, neither waking nor sleeping, but resting gently in between. This is the hour when memories rise most easily, not as thoughts or stories, but as sensations. The forest itself begins to remember. Every tree holds echoes of voices once spoken here long before the world grew busy. They are not human voices exactly, but murmurs of presence, footsteps through leaves, the creak of a wooden bowl placed carefully at a tree's base, the soft clink of stone against stone. There was a time when visitors came quietly into the Elderwood, not to take, but to give, to offer thanks in whispers, to place simple tokens beneath the trees, believing the spirits listened. Those offerings were never grand. A smooth river pebble polished by time, a small garland of wild flowers woven by gentle hands, a cup of clear water left in the moonlight until dawn. These were gestures more than gifts, reflections of gratitude rather than requests. The Elderwood spirits accepted each one not for what it was, but for the stillness behind it, for the care that accompanied the motion of placing it upon the earth. Even now, the forest remembers these motions, repeating them in the soft rhythms of falling leaves and drifting seeds. Deep in the heart of the grove lies a circle of stones, half buried by moss and roots. They are smooth-worn, almost featureless, but their arrangement still holds shape, a faint echo of the old gathering place. When the moonlight reaches them, they shimmer just enough to suggest their history hands, setting them here long ago. A hush shed among those who understood that silence was its own form of prayer. The Elderwood spirits hover around this circle, still their presence a soft current of warmth that hums through the air, weaving the past into the present. One story drifts up from the soil, not sharp or detailed, but like a watercolor blurred by rain. A traveler once came here weary from long wandering. He carried nothing but a small wooden cup and a folded cloth, his steps careful, reverent. Finding the circle, he knelt and filled his cup with water from the stream nearby. He lifted it toward the trees, letting the moonlight fall upon its surface. Then, without words, he poured it out slowly at the roots of an elder tree. The spirits, unseen yet attentive, brushed their presence across the scene, a shimmer in the water, a faint sigh of wind through branches. When the traveler rose to leave, he felt not watched, but accompanied. The forest walked with him for many days thereafter, its calm echoing within his heartbeat. The spirits remember him still not as a person, but as a feeling, a rhythm. His act of quiet gratitude became part of the Elderwood's own pattern, absorbed and replayed through the rustling of leaves and the glow of dew at dawn. Now, when mist settles upon the forest and water gathers on moss, it carries a trace of that same gesture, a continuous offering made by the forest itself back to the spirits who dwell within it. A soft sound joins the night, the gentle dripping of condensation from leaves collecting into small droplets that fall one by one. They land on the earth with the tiniest of notes, blending with the distant stream into a melody too faint for words. Each drop is like a remembrance, a renewal of connection. The Elderwood spirits move within this rhythm, guiding each fall of water so that it nourishes a waiting root or rests briefly on a stone before sliding away. Every droplet carries care. Every motion is meaningful. The air smells faintly of wet bark, old soil, and the sweetness of lichen blooming in the dark. Here and there, traces of old rituals linger. A hollowed tree trunk filled with rainwater mirrors the stars above. The reflection wavers as a breeze passes, turning each star into a ripple of light. Nearby, a patch of soft ferns sways in unison, their delicate fronds releasing a faint, earthy perfume. Once these places might have been tended, cleaned, adorned, spoken to softly. Now they are tended by time alone, which has its own quiet devotion. The Elderwood spirits keep their watch, ensuring that even as centuries pass, nothing sacred is ever truly lost. It only changes form. Every gesture of the past becomes part of the forest's present breathing. When a leaf falls, it offers itself to the soil. When moss spreads, it offers comfort to the roots. When rain drips from branch to ground, it offers renewal. These are the natural offerings, now effortless and endless. The spirits accept them all with the same quiet grace, their presence lingering in every act of giving and receiving. The whole forest has become a living ritual of balance. In the stillest part of the night, the mist thickens. It curls around the stones and flows softly through the branches, carrying with it the cool scent of damp wood and faint, sweet rot. It gathers in pools of light, shifting slowly, as though breathing. And within that breathing, the Elderwood spirits seem to hum a low, resonant tone, without beginning or end. It is the sound of continuity, the sound of care unbroken by time. The forest listens to itself, remembering, dreaming, offering. A breeze rises briefly and moves through the grove, scattering the mist into delicate trails. that drift toward the open sky. The leaves tremble faintly, and a few loosen spiraling downward. They land gently upon the moss curling in stillness. In that small moment, it feels as though the forest has just finished whispering something important, a truth too soft to hold in words, yet easy to feel. The truth of giving without expectation, of being part of something endless and kind. The moon, now leaning westward, spills its remaining light in long ribbons across the grove. The stones glow faintly, their edges blurred by the mist. For a moment, the entire clearing looks like a reflection of the night sky stars above, mirrored by the faint glimmers below. The Elderwood spirits drift through this scene like caretakers of symmetry, ensuring that even the faintest light has its echo. They keep the world whole by keeping it quiet, by tending to what cannot be seen but can always be felt. And so through small gestures, through droplets, leaves, moss, and memory, the forgotten rituals of the Elderwood live on. Not as ceremonies, but as movements within the great stillness of nature. Each rustle, each glimmer, each breath of wind is a continuation of the old offerings. The forest gives, the spirits receive. The cycle continues, serene and unbroken. In this deep quiet, the air itself feels tender, carrying the warmth of countless acts of care. The slow, eternal conversation between the world and those who guard its peace. The mist has begun to thin. What remains clings gently to the lowest branches, soft as unspun silk. The forest has shifted from the cool blue of midnight to a faint, silvery hue, where the first idea of dawn feels near, not yet visible, but sensed like a slow pulse beneath the air. Every leaf glows faintly from within. Every pool of shadow seems to hum with quiet warmth. The Elderwood spirits drift slower now, their presence no longer moving from place to place, but resting, expanding, settling into the calm rhythm they have nurtured through the long night. The forest feels like a single vast breath drawn in perfect harmony. Branches sway together, roots exhale through the soil. The moss softens under the weight of air alone. This is the hour when the Elderwood's embrace becomes most tangible. A steady calm that feels as though the entire grove has opened its arms, wrapping itself around everything that exists within it. Nothing feels outside, nothing feels apart. A faint fragrance of damp bark and green rain rises as the forest slowly releases the coolness of the night. The trees creak lightly in response, stretching in the darkness as if awakening. A single droplet slides down the curve of a leaf, glinting once in the last of the moonlight before disappearing into the moss. The sound is nearly silent, yet it marks a turning from the stillness of remembering to the stillness of renewal. Somewhere deeper in the grove, a small clearing opens like the quietest heartbeat. The ground there is smooth, blanketed in velvety moss that glows softly where the light finds it. At its center lies a shallow pool formed by rain and tended by time. Its surface reflects the branches above with such clarity that the reflection looks truer than the sky itself. The Elderwood spirits linger there not to guard but to share. They hover just above the water, their forms unseen but perceptible through the faint ripple of air, through the gentle dimming and brightening of light across the surface. Every ripple is an exhale, every reflection an inhale. Through this quiet balance, the pool becomes more than water. It becomes a mirror for peace. It gathers calmness the way dew gathers on leaves silently without effort, until the entire clearing feels steeped in it. The spirits guide the stillness outward, carrying it into the roots, the trunks, the very soil. The entire forest absorbs it, holds it, and then releases it, slowly, continuously, like a heartbeat that never stops. In moments like this, even time seems to pause. The night doesn't rush toward morning. Instead, it lingers, as though reluctant to break the spell of serenity it has woven. The Elderwood spirits are keepers of this pause. Their task, if it can even be called that, is to protect the spaces between moments, to ensure that stillness has room to breathe, to remind all living things that rest is sacred. A soft wind begins to move through the upper canopy, brushing the leaves in a slow, rhythmic wave. The sound it makes is gentle, but layered 1,000 small whispers, blending into a single tranquil sigh. Below, the trees respond with subtle movements, their trunks groaning lightly, their branches bending with grace. The spirits follow this sound, amplifying its gentleness, turning it into a lullaby for the forest itself. Every creature sleeping beneath the leaves stirs slightly, not in waking, but in deeper comfort, the kind of motion that means safety has been assured. Now, the glow of the moon fades behind the distant trees, leaving only a soft ambient light suspended in the air. The mist catches it and holds it steady. It's the kind of light that makes everything look softened, smoothed of edges. Even the stones at the water's edge seem rounded by it. A moth drifts across the scene, its wings barely moving, guided by nothing more than instinct and ease. The Elderwood spirits trace its path, gently ensuring the air around it remains calm, free of turbulence. In this way, even flight becomes a form of rest. There is no distinction between presence and absence here. Everything simply is. The trees do not think of standing. They simply stand. The stream does not strive to flow. It simply flows. The spirits do not labor to bring peace. They simply are peace. And through that being, everything else finds harmony. This is the essence of the Elderwood's embrace to teach stillness, not as something to reach for, but as something already present in the space between each breath. A patch of moonlight slips through a break in the clouds, falling across an old log draped in ivy. Tiny droplets cling to the ivy leaves, catching the faint light, scattering it in miniature rainbows. The Elderwood spirits drift past, and for a brief instant, the log seems to glow from within, not brightly, but warmly, like a quiet pulse of contentment. The forest doesn't awaken to it. It only deepens its rest. The glow fades back into a shadow, leaving a faint sense of gratitude in its wake. Nearby, the pool mirrors the first suggestion of dawn. The reflections shift from silver to pale blue. The spirits ripple across its surface like the faint wind moving over silk. Somewhere in the distance, a bird stirs, not yet singing, but stretching its wings in its nest. The Elderwood responds in kind. Branches sway slightly, leaves tremble once, then return to stillness. The world remains suspended, balanced delicately between the past and the promise of light. For a moment longer, the forest holds this hush, the sacred quiet before awakening. The spirits, having tended every corner of the grove through the long night, now rest in the spaces between sounds, their presence diffused through every living thing. The moss underfoot, the air against skin, the hum of the earth below, all are filled with the same tranquil pulse. Peace is no longer something separate. It has become the forest itself. The embrace of the Elderwood is not a thing one receives. It is a realization of what has always been present, that the trees breathe with the same patience as the heart. That rest is not a pause from life, but its purest expression. In this vast stillness, the spirits drift back toward the deeper woods, leaving behind a trail of quiet radiance. The pool remains undisturbed, carrying the reflection of the fading moon like a memory of serenity that will last beyond the night. The forest has reached the gentlest hour, the quiet space just before dawn. The air is neither night nor morning, but a soft harmony of both. A faint glow spreads low along the horizon, not yet visible through the trees, but sensed like the warmth of a thought before it becomes light. Every sound in the Elderwood seems to move slower now. The stream hums with a deeper tone, the leaves rustle less often, and the wind drifts as though half asleep. The world is wrapped in the slow rhythm of rest. The Elderwood spirits, now woven through every breath of air, drift without urgency. Their glow has softened no longer, bright as moonlight, but dim and golden, like embers beneath cool ash. They do not leave. They only settle deeper into the spaces they have tended. Around each root, within each hollow, through every beam of light and pocket of shadow, they rest, their presence becoming part of the forest's own dreaming. A soft mist still lingers near the ground, moving like the last sigh of night. It catches the golden edge of the coming dawn, creating a faint shimmer where the first rays might appear. The scent of the forest has changed, still rich with earth and moss, but now carrying a whisper of freshness, a suggestion of renewal. The air feels cool but kind, touching the skin like a slow, steady breath. Everything that once stirred has found stillness again, ready to sleep, even as the world awakens. Near the ancient pool where the spirits gathered through the long night, the water remains still, a perfect mirror of sky and branch. A single leaf drifts down from above, landing on its surface with the lightest touch. The ripples that follow are small, delicate, and complete within themselves. The Elderwood spirits seem to move within those ripples, spreading calm in ever-widening circles. The leaf turns once, twice, then rests in the center of the pool, floating like a final thought before silence. All around, the trees stand unmoving, their branches dusted with pale light. The spirits linger among them, their essence almost invisible, now no longer distinct shapes of glow and motion, but warmth itself diffused through every living thing. The moss beneath the trees feels softer. The roots seem to hum more slowly, and the air itself carries a deep serenity. Even the stones, cold, unmoving, ancient, appear content. In this stillness, time no longer counts. It simply is. Somewhere, high above the faintest thread of color, appears a muted silver pink, blending into blue. Dawn has not yet broken through, but the promise of it hums quietly in the distance. The forest feels aware of it, yet unhurried. Nothing rushes toward the morning. Instead, everything seems to lean into rest, as if the night wishes to offer one last gift of stillness before it fades. This is the hour when dreams drift most freely. Not the kind of dreams bound to people or places, but the slow, ancient dreams of the earth itself, of seeds, sleeping under soil of rivers, winding through memory of stars, watching the turning of seasons. The Elderwood spirits hold these dreams close, guarding them as they have for countless nights, ensuring that rest continues even as the light returns. A hush settles over the grove, The air grows softer, touched by the faint warmth of a distant sun not yet seen. The faintest golden lines slip between the trunks, spreading like spilled honey across the moss. Where they fall, the spirits seem to glow once more, not to awaken, but to welcome the dawn with grace. The night's work is done. The peace they have nurtured will linger long after the stars have faded. In one quiet corner, a fallen log lies beside the stream. Its bark, once dark and rough, now gleams faintly under the early light. Tiny shoots of green rise from its cracks, nourished by the patience of time. A single droplet of water clings to the tip of a leaf, trembling, as though uncertain whether to fall. The spirits hover near it, still and silent, until the droplet finally releases, falling soundlessly into the stream below, merging perfectly, without ripple or trace. Such is the way of the Elderwood. Everything belongs, everything returns, and nothing is lost. The faint song of a morning bird rises soft, hesitant, as if testing the air. The sound drifts through the grove, echoing gently between the trunks. Another joins far away, and together their tones weave a fragile melody, simple and pure. The spirits listen, but do not disturb it. They seem to fold it gently into their quiet, so that even music becomes another form of stillness. The moss glows faintly in the growing light. The stones at the pool's edge catch pale reflections of gold. The trees, their branches still heavy with the night's calm, stand like guardians of peace. Every corner of the Elderwood seems to exhale. The forest feels lighter now, as if it too has slept, a sleep not of forgetting, but of renewal. Every rustle, every glint of dew carries the slow heartbeat of contentment. Soon, sunlight will arrive fully. The spirits know this and begin to withdraw, not vanishing, but folding gently into the fabric of the day. They settle deep into the wood and water, into the hum of roots and the soft vibration of air. Their glow disappears, but their peace remains an unseen warmth that will cradle every leaf, every creature, every breath until night returns again. As the first full ray of sunlight spills across the forest floor, the Elderwood sighs once more, a soundless, invisible gesture of fulfillment. The grove glows with the soft light of morning, yet the calm of night remains woven through it, like silver threads hidden in gold. The spirits rest now deep within the trees, whispering the same lullaby they've sung since the beginning, that rest is sacred, that peace never leaves, that even in waking the dream continues. And as the forest leans quietly into the day, the stillness endures, not as silence, but as harmony. The spirits are no longer seen, but their touch lingers in every ripple of light, in every quiet breath of wind, in every slow beat of the world itself. The Elderwood sleeps and wakes all at once, forever at peace, forever whole. Dawn unfolds slowly, as if it too respects the forest's lingering slumber. The light filters through the canopy in muted threads, warm yet soft, like ribbons of honey diffused through fog. Every tree seems to stretch in silence, not in movement, but in feeling. Their trunks, thick and time-worn, hold the faint warmth of ages. Their roots pulse quietly beneath the soil, exchanging slow messages in the dark. The Elderwood spirits, though unseen, stir gently through that hidden network, their presence humming in the breath between the roots. The forest breathes, not metaphorically, but truly in the measured rhythm of life itself. The trees inhale the first light, drawing it down their branches through bark and fiber into the cool earth below. They exhale in return a quiet offering of calm, invisible but palpable. Each inhalation and exhalation fills the air with serenity, as though the forest has synchronized itself with the ancient pattern of peace. The Elderwood spirits ride upon this rhythm, guiding it, maintaining the balance between motion and stillness. A cool wind drifts through, carrying the scent of new leaves and damp soil. It moves slowly, like a hand brushing along the contours of the forest's heart. The air is neither heavy nor light. It feels balanced, settled, aware. Every sound folds neatly into this balance. The soft chirp of a waking bird, the distant sighs of water over stone, the occasional drop of dew slipping free from a fern's edge. These small details create a kind of music, one that plays not to entertain, but to soothe. The spirits listen, and the trees answer with patience. In a small clearing, an elder tree stands alone, older than the rest. Its bark is thick and scarred by time, each groove like a chapter of memory. Moss clings to it in soft green clouds, and from one side, a single branch reaches outward, curving low to the ground. Beneath it, the soil glows faintly with reflected light. The Elderwood spirits linger here longer than elsewhere, drawn to this old sentinel's deep, steady pulse. They drift around its roots in slow spirals like faint wisps of smoke dissolving into the earth. The elder tree, aware in its own timeless way, receives their touch without question. It does not strain toward the light or resist the shadows. It simply exists, perfectly content in its purpose. The spirits rest within its roots, strengthening what is already strong, tenderly mending what has aged. The faint scent of resin fills the air, mingled with a whisper of pine and distant rain. In this quiet communion, the forest seems to realign itself, every branch, every blade of grass returning to its natural ease. A patch of sunlight spills into the clearing, falling directly upon the moss. The light is gentle, like liquid gold spreading across green velvet. Tiny motes of dust drift lazily through it, moving as if guided by unseen hands. The spirits weave through these beams of light, shimmering softly, their presence neither bright nor dim, simply natural, like air made visible. Where they pass, the moss seems to grow softer, the air warmer, the light steadier. They are caretakers of balance, adjusting the smallest details of peace so the whole may remain serene. Deeper still beneath the soil, the roots intertwine vast and quiet highways through darkness. Here, the spirits flow most freely, unseen and unbound. They move through the lattice of life, carrying calmness like a breath through lungs. One root brushes against another. The contact is enough to share nourishment, to share silence. The spirits ensure that nothing is forgotten, that every connection remains whole. It is through these roots that the forest keeps its promise that life continues in rest, and rest sustains life. Above ground, the forest hums. It is not a sound one hears, but one feels deep within. The hum is steady, endless, patient. The resonance of countless trees breathing together. The Elderwood spirits drift through it, guiding its rhythm like gentle conductors of silence. Their presence is the unspoken harmony between trunk and sky, between soil and air, between everything that grows and everything that waits. The morning light strengthens slightly, turning from silver to pale amber. Shadows soften, edges blur. The breeze stirs again, this time warmer, brushing the tops of the ferns until they ripple in quiet waves. A few petals fall from a wildflower cluster, spiraling downward through the air like tiny dancers. They land soundlessly on the moss, their colors vivid against the green. The Elderwood spirits pause near them, honoring the perfection of their brief flight. The beauty of small things passing gently into rest. Even now, as the forest brightens, nothing feels hurried. The spirits' movements slow further their glow, fading to near transparency. The breath of the trees continues steady, peaceful, enduring. The scent of pine deepens with warmth, mingling with the sweetness of moss and the faint mineral tang of the stream. The world feels whole, every element harmonized within a single inhalation. At the edge of the grove, where sunlight begins to spill freely, the spirits gather once more, not as shapes, not as beings, but as an atmosphere, the pure essence of calm. They drift upward, rising through the shafts of light, dissolving into warmth. For a moment, their glow is reflected in the dewdrops still clinging to the leaves, making them sparkle like tiny stars caught in morning's embrace. Then, as gently as they appeared, they fade back into the rhythm of the trees, into the breath that continues endlessly unseen. The Elderwood rests alive and awake, yet dreaming. The spirits linger within its every breath, guardians not of silence but of balance. Every exhale from a leaf, every stirring of the soil, every drift of light through branches is part of the same unbroken peace. And somewhere deep beneath it all, in the heart of the roots, where the earth is darkest and warmest, the spirits hum softly, a lullaby not meant to end. The morning has now opened fully, not loud, not bright, but quietly complete. The sky above the Elderwood stretches wide and pale, washed in silver and faint gold. It is a gentle sky, thinly veiled by drifting clouds that move like breath across glass. Beneath it, the forest gleams with dew, each drop a tiny world of light reflecting the heavens above. The air is still cool and tenderly awake, carrying the scent of pine and morning soil. Here, the Elderwood spirits remain not as visible glows, but as the softness in the air, the harmony between shadow and shine. Their presence no longer needs to be seen. It is simply felt. Every shaft of sunlight that filters through the leaves, every quiet ripple across the pool, every low hum beneath the earth is their whisper. The night has passed, yet their calm lingers, like an echo of moonlight held within the heart of day. The great trees stand motionless in the silver dawn. Their trunks, dark and smooth, reflect subtle hues, grey, amber, moss-green, and pale gold. The forest floor is scattered with tiny mirrors of dew, and between them, thin threads of spider silk gleam like drawn silver lines. The world feels both awake and dreaming, as if two realities, the day and the night, have chosen to overlap for a little while longer. Above the canopy, a faint breeze begins to stir. It moves with purpose but without urgency, sweeping softly through the high branches. As it passes, the leaves shimmer, catching the light in waves that ripple outward like rings spreading across still water. The spirits drift within that movement, carrying a message, not of words, but of balance, that even change can arrive gently, and that peace is not broken by motion, it expands through it. At the forest's edge, sunlight meets the mist, still clinging to the lower boughs. The two mingle like smoke and water, softening each other into brilliance. The spirits move between them, guiding the blending, ensuring the transition remains smooth. The mist thins, revealing more of the forest's quiet anatomy. Fallen trunks, glowing faintly patches of fern, silvered by dew, and the glint of a stream, winding like silk through shadow. Everything that was hidden in darkness now rests in tender clarity. A cluster of wildflowers turns its faces toward the light. Their petals are still heavy with dew, bowing slightly under the weight. The spirits hover there for a moment, tending to their delicate stillness. The air shimmers faintly around them, and then the dew begins to fall, one droplet at a time, slipping from petal to earth, absorbed instantly by the moss. The flowers lift imperceptibly, freed of their burden, their colors deepening in the growing light. It is a small act, unnoticed by the waking world, but the spirits mark it as sacred, a gentle renewal, a reminder that light and weight coexist with grace. Farther in the pool that once mirrored moonlight now holds the reflection of the silver sky. Its surface quivers with the softest breeze, blurring the mirrored world into something fluid and dreamlike. The spirits linger above it, watching as ripples dissolve into glass again. The water hums with faint resonance, the sound so low it feels like part of the body rather than the ear. Around its edges, the moss gleams richer now, alive with the subtle heat of dawn. The forest seems to lean toward this calm, as if the whole grove is quietly listening. A lone bird glides overhead, wings wide and steady, its flight measured and sure. The spirits drift with it, for a moment their presence thinning in the height of the air. The bird turns, once tracing a slow circle before disappearing beyond the treetops. The spirits follow its echo downward again, back into the living folds of the forest. Their motion leaves behind a shimmer in the atmosphere not visible, but felt like a warmth brushing the skin. Through the wide shafts of morning light, dust motes float glowing softly as they descend. The spirits touch each one lightly, and it seems to hover a moment longer than it should, as if reluctant to fall. Each particle carries the glow of what was moonlight stillness, the hush of night, and as they settle into the forest floor, they bring that serenity with them. Thus, the peace of night becomes part of the day. Every speck of dust, every beam of light, every shadow beneath the roots holds a memory of quiet. In the heart of the grove, the Elderwood spirits begin to hum again, faintly, not in sound, but in vibration. It ripples through the air, through the soil, through the steady rhythm of life itself. The trees respond with patience, their leaves trembling once, then stilling again. The forest and the spirits are no longer two. They are one presence breathing as one body, thinking as one mind. The line between seen and unseen dissolves completely. The silver sky above is not something apart from the earth below. It is the same light reflected in different forms. Now and then a petal falls, a droplet lands a bird, stirs all gentle reminders that peace does not mean stillness alone. It means movement without disturbance. The spirits move with this understanding, flowing through every transition like breath through the body. The silver light grows warmer, deepening into soft gold at the edges, and the world feels ready to continue, but not to rush. Time itself seems to hesitate here, caught in the sweetness of balance. The spirits linger a little longer beneath the silver sky, their final gestures tender and unhurried. They glide along the water's edge, over moss and roots, tracing faint arcs of luminescence that fade as quickly as they appear. Then they rise once more, carried upward by the wind they have calmed. Their radiance thins, merging with the brightness of day until what remains is invisible, yet everywhere. In their absence, the grove remains luminous. The sky above reflects its peace, soft and endless. The same silver now rippling across every stream and leaf. The elderwood breathes steadily, beneath it eternal in its rhythm. And though the spirits have blended into the air, their gift endures a deep quiet, knowing that peace is not something found but remembered. It has always lived beneath the silver sky. The day has come softly to the elderwood, and yet the forest still feels like a dream. Pale gold light now filters through the canopy, falling in gentle threads that shimmer on leaves and moss. The cool breath of morning lingers, wrapping itself around each root and branch like a silk shawl. Every sound, every movement seems slowed by the calm that the elderwood spirits left behind. The world is awake, but the peace of the night remains, breathing quietly through everything. The great trees stand tall and still, their bark warmed by sunlight. Between them, small motes of dust dance lazily in the air, remnants of moonlight carried forward into day. A few petals lie scattered on the moss, translucent against the green. They do not wilt, they rest. The forest hums softly, like a melody half remembered. The spirits are gone from sight, yet everywhere. Their essence lingers in the dappled light, in the hush beneath the ferns, in the faint shimmer that seems to live inside every droplet of dew. Time moves differently here. It doesn't count itself in hours or seasons, but in breaths. Each breeze is a slow exhalation, each still moment an inhalation. The elderwood lives through these rhythms, and through them it dreams. The spirits woven now into root and air alike have completed their long vigil. They have folded the calm of night into the brightness of morning, ensuring that rest continues not as sleep, but as serenity. At the edge of the grove, where light meets shadow, the pool from the night before, still lies unbroken. The surface mirrors the trees and the silvered sky above, yet something beneath it glows faintly. Not light exactly, but memory. The spirit's final reflection rests there, hidden within the water's still heart. A faint ripple passes across it, stirred by a falling leaf. And for a brief moment, the glow trembles before dissolving into quiet radiance. It is a reminder that all things return to calm, that even movement resolves into stillness. The forest exhales again. The wind stirs faintly, threading through branches, brushing along the ground. The sound it makes is tender and familiar, a slow, endless lullaby sung not for ears, but for hearts. The scent of the air is rich now, alive with sap, soil, and light. The spirit's essence drifts through it, invisible but enduring, like warmth in sunlight, like comfort in memory. They have not gone. They have simply become the air that holds the forest in its gentle arms. In one far corner, the old elder tree stands the same, whose roots drank moonlight through the long night. Its bark gleams softly in daylight, each groove filled with shadow and gold. The spirits linger most strongly here, deep within its heartwood, where age has made room for quiet wisdom. When the wind moves through its branches, the sound is deep and round, like a sigh spoken by time itself. Beneath it, the moss feels warm. Tiny insects wander through it without hurry. The entire tree seems to breathe. Everywhere, life unfolds with a tranquil rhythm. A butterfly opens its wings, their pattern catching a sliver of morning light. A drop of water slides down a fern's edge and vanishes into the soil. A small bird alights upon a branch, its feathers ruffling softly before it falls still again. Each of these moments is its own kind of prayer, unspoken, effortless, complete. The Elderwood spirits do not guide them now. They are them. Every flutter, every glint, every breath of air is part of the same endless circle of care. The day deepens, and warmth seeps gently into the forest. The silver of morning gives way to gold, and shadows shorten. Yet even in brightness, the quiet of night endures. It hides in the folds of the moss, in the cool of the earth beneath the roots, in the deep, resonant hum of the trees. The spirit's lullaby has no ending. It simply changes tone with the passing of the sun. The forest carries it always, a promise that stillness lives not only in darkness, but in every moment touched by light. And so the Elderwood rests again, not in sleep, but in balance. The spirits have become its pulse, its rhythm, its unbroken breath. Their kindness threads through the forest like a soft current, unseen, yet ever present. Whoever wanders here will feel it, though they may not name it, that deep, nameless peace which asks nothing and gives everything. As the afternoon drifts closer, a gentle haze begins to form at the edges of the grove. It rises with the warmth blurring the distance into gold and white. The trees shimmer through it, their outlines softened. It looks as though the forest itself is exhaling once more, releasing the night, the dreams, the quiet, and in return, drawing in light, renewal, and calm. The circle continues, infinite and kind. When twilight comes again, the spirits will awaken softly within that breath, unseen, but ready as they always are to keep watch through the turning of night. Until then, their song remains in the world like an afterglow carried by the rustle of leaves and the slow rhythm of wind through branches. The forest will breathe. The trees will remember. And somewhere, deep within the hush of the Elderwood peace, will never fade. Sleep well, dream softly, and may the night hold you kindly.